We designated spitters live every week. Live. Designated homie, cause we spit heat. We designated spitters, Francis and Pete. Yes, talking Yankee baseball, hip hop for the streets. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spitters time that you know. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spitters, let's start the show.
It is story time in Boston. It might be nap time in New York. That's the only way I can say it. But guys, the Designated Spittaz are here for you. As always promised, it is I, the Simonetti source, Pete Simonetti, of course, and two, well, your guys, I guess, whatever way left over here. I don't know what the hell it is in this because it mirrors me. But anyway, it is actually, is this the ghost of Francis Lee?
Nah, this is the real Francis. This is the real Francis, the one who hasn't been canceled.
This is the real Francis who has not been canceled, folks. So we are here, guys. We are live. We are ready to go. You guys already know. Oh man, my man had to do it in the chat, man. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to the chat, guys, because we have obviously a show to do. My man said nobody in a Keith Sweat voice. Nobody, baby.
Oh man, who did the Yankees get? Nobody.
Yes. Did they
who
get
the
Story?
Yankees gonna beat? Nobody. Who's going to their games? I wish I could say nobody.
Yeah, we're going to be one game only, but nobody.
June 25th, everybody come. June 25th, everybody come.
I had somebody, somebody push back on me a little bit on that. They're like, I know you guys are talking about this thing and all that, but I think you guys should just skip it and this and that and just give up on that and forget about it. And I'm like, bro, this is actually a pretty big moment for the company as a whole. So at the end of the day, it's actually our get together to meet everybody. So that's the exciting part for us. Guys, before we go any further, I got to stop everybody. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. More importantly today, I need you guys to share the shit out of this video.
Yeah, this is big.
Send it to your Aunt Joanne. Send it to your grandmother. Send it to your friends. Send it to every social media platform you are on. Because the spitters are right here. You know we do one thing. That's spit. And we're going to tell you some facts today. You might want to cover your ears, some of it. I don't know how I feel. I know when Francis is calm, that's the worst. That's the worst type of Francis because you ain't know what you're going to get from this guy's mouth today. Me, you kind of like, Pete kind of wears it on his sleeve. We know Pete's upset. All right, we're going to see what we get. But Francis, on the other hand, we don't know. So I also want to start with this because I've seen some of this run around on the NyynewsTV side of Twitter. If you guys are not following, we just passed well over 1,000. I think we had 1,100 now. NyynewsTV at NyynewsTV on Twitter. Couple of quick things that I want to talk about real quick because it's odd to me. I've had some people respond and they go, well then don't root for the team in 2 months. Don't root for the team and if they play good. Can you guys understand one thing real quickly? Nobody here is rooting for the Yankees' failure. Nobody's rooting for that. What we are doing, and I think this is the problem because people see what we do and like, oh man, these guys are actually being critical of a team or they're calling shit out when they see it. And some of these people get blown back by like, oh my God, how can they do that? Well, it can be done. This is what real shit looks like. This is what journalism used to be. Not Brandon Cunty and the other one saying, oh, look at us today, everybody. Oh, not that shit. That's not what we do here, okay?
Real quick, I gotta say, because I won't be saying this often, and who knows, maybe I will say it often in the future, but as of right now, I haven't been able to say this often. Lindsay Adler put out a very truthful article.
I give Lindsay credit. Lindsay,
you read that?
You took the mask off, baby.
Clap it
Good
up.
job, baby,
Clap
Lindsay.
Because that one, I mean, literally said getting outclassed and outmaneuvered. I didn't know she could use those words in reference to the organization. So shouts out to her.
Good job, Adler. She took the mask off. She could breathe. Oxygen got back to her brain.
Oxygen got to the brain.
Got to the brain again, and now she's thinking a little clearer. I get it.
Listen,
I get it.
The only thing I got to say to all of you clowns out there, because that's who you are. That's what you are. All of you clowns out there that are saying that, oh, well, if that's how you feel, then don't start rooting for the team in 2 months. First of all, fuck you. That's one. Two, you don't get to tell us. You don't get to tell us how to fan. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care what self-proclaimed title you've given yourself on Yankees Twitter. I don't care who follows you back. I don't care. I don't care. You, I'm looking at you. You don't get to tell us how to fan. If we want to go nuclear today and then bandwagon tomorrow, we can do it because that is our right as fanatics. Fan is short for fanatic.
Facts.
Chef just put that in our chat yesterday. This is something that should be common knowledge. Fan is short for fanatic. If you're not going fanatical about your team, then what the hell are you? Then you're doing it wrong.
Right.
We're doing it right.
100%.
This is how you respond to something like this.
100%.
So if in 2 months, the Yankees are leading the league in wins and taking the league by storm, we are well within our rights to be at the front of the bandwagon saying, let's go Yankee.
Facts,
you know why?
course.
Because we never said that we weren't going to be fans of the team.
Right. And that's exactly what I've responded to this when I was like, you do understand that's what a fan should be doing. A real fan of this club should be able to criticize and cheer them on in the right situations. And that's what we're willing to do. Hell, I mean, we've even said it on here. If the Yankees make, after every move, what have we said? We've pivoted with them. We've criticized, but we've also pivoted. We've been the assholes too.
Exactly.
So that's what somebody even said to me earlier. They said, Pete, but what if I said, you know what? If they do that, I'm willing to come here and say, if they got Story, if they got Manaea, I was willing to come here and go, you know what? If they got rid of Glaber, I even said it on the last one. I said, I will give Cashman and even Boone all the credit in the world because they deserve it. Because I feel like maybe Boone's balls, his testicles, grew a little bit. And he said, it's time to man up. It's time to get other people in this clubhouse. It's time to send that goofy shit somewhere else. But as of right now, Francis, and this is why I did this earlier, I'm happy we're leading right into this. Because I want to talk about the quotes that these men said after the season compared to what they've done.
Their words.
Their words, not mine.
In their own words.
Not Francis, not me, not Chris, not Christian, not SGR, not Ozzy, not Ozzy Jr., not Oni, not Sheffield, not Felix, not Alex, not Luca, nobody at NyynewsTV. None of us said these words. These are from these guys, okay? These are from these guys. So I got them pulled up here. Here's the first thing that Steinbrenner said that goes to show about a lot of the stuff I put out there based on the people I know who told me about him. He said, I do like consistency, having the same people around that I'm used to, that I communicate well with. Yes, this is him basically saying, I don't want anybody else that is different than me, thinks different than me, criticizes us. I need people that I'm used to around me. Now, I am going to say this. When you hold a high position, you do want loyalty around you. That is not something that's bad. You want people you can trust. Here's my concern with that. It's been this way in this organization for ages. For ages, you wear out your welcome. You cannot sit here today and tell me, as Hal Steinbrenner said, that Aaron Boone is the best manager in baseball and Brian Cashman is the best GM in baseball. That's not true. I don't expect them to come out and say they're shit or they suck. But let's get real here. You got to have something that shows that. Aaron Boone, is one of the best managers. That's the other one I saw there. After this 2021 season, there are some areas of weakness that have popped up in a lot of categories that did not exist prior to this year. We got to determine whether those are systematic or whether they're aberrations. And also, here's the biggest key. Go to the market. Whether it's free agent marketplace with the available dollars we have before us, measured with the current commitments, or go to the trade market to see how we can solve that for what's available in the trade market. That to me is the biggest one. That is the highlight of all the quotes, and that is from Brian Cashman himself. He came out and flat out said, we have to go to the market. That is the biggest need. We must go to the market. Why, Brian? Because we have weaknesses, and two, we have a wonderful market this year to go to. It's pickings all you want. You can pick whatever you want to go to.
This the best free agent market in years.
Yeah, somebody told me also on Twitter that that's not true. Besides from a few top guys, I said, you asshole. I said, what kind of moron are you really? You gotta be sucking the balls of this team so hard to not believe that this was not a good free agent pool.
It's ridiculous. You had for all of you people who saying that, like, a lot of those guys are analytics driven. So go look at the analytics. Look at the war on some of these players that changed homes and jerseys this offseason. It's ridiculous, right? Chapman is coming off a down year. Still high war guy, high production guy. Matt Olson, high war guy, high production guy. His projections are crazy.
High defense.
Robbie Ray.
War, right.
Robbie Ray, K9 leader of all time.
All time.
Going to Seattle. Okay.
All time.
Adam Frazier went from Pittsburgh to San Diego. Now he's in Seattle. Okay. Like we can do this all day. We could do this literally all day. Marcus Simeon, Corey Seager, Javi Baez, Carlos Correa, Trevor Story, Freddie freaking Freeman. Like, what are we talking about here? Clayton Kershaw. I'm not naming guys that, like, we should have. I'm not saying.
I know what you mean. You're just
talking
talking about
in
the
all
pool.
these guys. But I'm saying about the actual pool that was available. For somebody to say that this was not one of the better free agent classes. For somebody to say that, are you out of your mind?
Bro,
look at the numbers.
This was the best one since Machado and Harper. And you remember the hype around that? So there was also hype around this one. Everybody said, wait, remember last offseason? Well, wait, because all these free agents are available.
Exactly. They're not going to spend because
we could sit back and pick and choose who we actually end up with during that time. So to hear these guys say this, and this is the thing, this is just a bone that I got to pick. And I mean, yeah, I did my other lives that everybody got to see and all that. But I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it in my head. And I'm saying, where, even Aaron Boone today said they became more athletic. What are they seeing that I'm not seeing here? What are we seeing that I'm not seeing?
No, it's all spin because they realize the things they said at the end of last season. They realize that they put their foot in their mouths because they didn't address what they said they were going to address, at least not in the way that they alluded to that they were going to address it. So now they have to sit there and they have to say it. They have to have the broadcast say it. They have to have their beat writers say it. Well, the Yankees have gotten more athletic. Well, the Yankees have improved or put out the stats that say that they've added 5.7 WAR this year. It's like, yeah. Okay. Because we don't have eyes.
Kiss my fucking ass with this
because
shit,
we
with this war.
we don't have eyes. We're looking at the team that you put together.
Francis,
nobody's saying they took a step back.
Francis,
they just didn't take a
laughing about
significant step forward.
You were laughing about this the other day. Brett Gardner got a higher award than Freddie Freeman. A career. So I mean, there's so much wrong with that number to sit there. And I'm just seeing so many people talk about these little analytical numbers. Oh, this is a 100-win team, and this is that. I almost wish, as much as I want to go along for this ride, and I am, obviously we all are.
Yeah, we're here.
I wish I could just, boom, zip ahead and see where we're at the end of the year.
Yep, same. But
I really do, because look.
And then see how they spin it.
And no, we're gonna get into like the construction of the team. We're gonna talk about all that stuff, and we're not really gonna talk about now where we think it's gonna end, because we're gonna hold all that for the April 6th show that we have coming out with everybody at NyynewsTV. It's gonna be a wild live chat. We're gonna be here for multiple hours, guys. Really breaking down the season, a real pre-season breakdown right before the season begins on April 7th.
Yeah,
but
you guys don't want to miss that one.
Definitely don't want to miss that. But I mean, when people bring these things up, I even saw somebody just throw it in there. They got Rizzo leading off today. They asked Boone about it. Oh, we're going to have different options. It's just all the same shit, and it's like a nightmare for me, because it's the same thing I lived last year that I argued with everybody about all year, until everybody, I think at the end of the year, were like, yeah, this guy got to go. And I'm the one screaming about it on videos after he said he was bullied. And I'm telling people, you guys don't think that shit's rubbing off in the clubhouse? And everybody's like, oh, Pete doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Then the Yankees themselves, the own general manager comes out and says, maybe having these different personalities adds a little toughness to the team. Well, there you go. It's all confirmed.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, guess who was right all last season? We were.
Yes.
We were.
No
All
doubt
last
about it.
season.
No doubt
Screaming from the rooftops. There's something wrong with this team. The vibe looks off. The clubhouse, it doesn't seem like it seems like the clubhouse is in disarray. And people telling us in the comments, people telling us on Twitter, you guys swear that you know better than the beat writers do, than everybody. Oh, you guys, how do you guys know what you're talking about? You're not in the clubhouse. You're not this, you're not that. But now all of a sudden, Cashman, Boone, Hal, everybody talking about they love the heart that this team has all of a sudden. They love the edge that this team has all of a sudden. You know why they're saying that now? Because it wasn't there last year.
Correct.
And the only ones who were saying that last year is the two people you're looking at on your screen now. Because everybody else was caping. Everybody else was caping. Saying, oh, how could you possibly know what's going on in the clubhouse? What do you mean? You can tell by the product on the field.
All you got to do is watch the screen.
You guys give yourself, you people give yourselves away all the time. A lot of you people that come out with comments like that, well, you guys can't make judgments about what's going on in the clubhouse because you're not in there. Bro, just tell us you don't know baseball and shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Because if you know what you're talking about, you can tell. Listen, when I looked at the Atlanta Braves all last season, even in the first half when they were struggling, the one thing that kept me, along with a lot of different analysts across baseball, from fully counting them out, one was their division because it's always close, and two, because no matter how many punches to the gut that team took, they were in unison, they were unified, and they took it, and they freaking persevered through the All-Star break. Their GM saw that and said, "Look, if we add, we still got a chance." And what did he go do? He goes and adds four freaking outfielders.
That's right.
Four freaking outfielders. And it culminates in the winning of a World Series. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen every single year. What I'm saying is that camaraderie, that unison, that fighting for each other and for your manager, who a lot of you guys may not remember, but Brian Snicker was under fire at the beginning of last season.
He was, correct.
Under fire, and they played for their manager. They played for the next man to the man next to them or whatever. That's a clubhouse vibe that the Yankees didn't have last year.
Nope.
So don't tell us that we were wrong when now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, yeah, we have it. Yeah, it means that it wasn't there. It means that it wasn't there.
Right. And here's the thing, too, with Yankee fans that we got to understand. And I'm actually, I'm trying hard not to rant on this one. I really want to be calm.
When you start sighing, I know it's coming.
I really want to be calm. Brian Perez, I haven't looked at the chat. I just looked at it for the first time. Bro, stop it. This man just said IKF is better than Story. We got this.
What story? Cinderella?
Yes. Is it better than Cinderella, maybe?
Is that what
you're talking about?
What story are we talking about?
And this is what we got to stop doing as Yankee fans.
Jake's story from the other guys?
Look, if he ever had a better year than him, let it play out. Don't say that right now. Because you know that's bullshit. You know that's friggin' bogus. So don't do shit like that.
I like that one.
Don't do that.
I like that one from Wayne. He said the baby bombers never grew up.
Oh, that, yeah. I guess they never did grow up. IKF is better than Trevor Story. That's why the Twins said, take him. That's why everybody said, take him. And I'm not saying the guy's bad. I'm not saying that at all. But for Yankee fans, I love you guys. You guys know it. Stop sucking cocks. I got to just keep it real with you. Stop doing this to our players. They can be criticized.
We are going to put out a shirt.
I'm telling you, they can be criticized.
Stop sucking cocks.
They can be criticized. Stop this nonsense that we got to cuddle their balls all day. They could be criticized. Look, I give Joey Gallo credit today. He had an interview. Joey Gallo's interviewing during the thing. Joey Gallo says flat out. He did say something a little weird, and I kind of tried to pinpoint that a little bit. But he goes, what's the biggest difference of the Yankees of playing in both areas, now that you know? He goes, well, the pressure. You know, there's more eyes on us. There's more this on us. There's more eyes watching the games every day. And then he goes, well, I just try to what are you going to do this year? I try to tune all that stuff out. And I try to move past it. But he did say this, which I respected. He goes, hey, look, I strike out a lot. You know what I mean? He goes, I don't put the ball in play that much. But I hit for power and I get on base. And I just got to understand that's who I am. That's not going to change. I give a guy like him credit. And he also said, I was not good when I was here. So analytic guys who were yelling at me and Francis for saying he wasn't good as a Yankee.
Yeah.
He
knows he wasn't
boy
good.
just said, "Hey, look,
He knows he wasn't
I bet at
good.
260, bro. I struck out 50-some%. I was terrible as a Yankee.
Guys,
I need to be different. I respect a guy that can do that. I respect Joey Gallo.
every
Good for
time
you,
Gallo
Joey.
talks, I feel like it's a cry for help. Not in the negative way, so time out before you go run with this. But I feel like every time Joey Gallo talks, he's telling us exactly who he is and who he wants to be as a baseball player.
Facts.
And I think he's speaking directly to the front office, saying, look, I know what you guys thought about when you traded for me, but I'm trying to tell you, if you want to get the most out of me, this is what I am. He's telling you what he is. He's going to strike out a lot, but he's going to get on base a lot. He's going to hit for power. You know what that means? That means that he's not your number 3 hitter.
And
that means he's not your
correct.
number 4 hitter. He's not your number 5 hitter.
Put him lower in the lineup. That's right.
Put him lower in the lineup. That's what it means.
And that's the thing too, Francis. For him to come out and say that, because we were bashing him. Look, Ozzy and them, they were bashing him. When he came out, was crying about the shift. Look, man, that's a bad look. But I respect him coming in there today. And like, guys, I was a trash can last year.
Yeah, he said
and
I wasn't good.
This is me. And look, realizing who you are is always a good way of becoming better at something, whatever it is you want to, because you recognize
self-awareness.
Self-awareness is it's so good. And Joey Gallo sat there and looked at the fans on first big game being aired on Yes. He comes out there and goes, I'm a strikeout guy. I strike out. I also walk a lot and I hit for power. That's who I am. And we have a first super chat here. Thank you so much to Kristen, I can't really see what that is. I'm sorry. Y'all spitting, I believe she means facts there, not faces. These fans are tripping. And it's some of them. It's not all of them out there. Sorry if I butchered your name, by the way. It's not all of them out there. It really isn't, because look, there's
a lot of real fans out there.
Yeah, and our growth alone is a signification of that we are moving in the right direction. But fans want realness. Fans want the truth. That's all there is to it. And look, that's exactly, again, why NyynewsTV was created, because we're here to give you guys those facts. Whether you'll have fans, well, then don't root for the team. No, because that's what a fan really does. A fan isn't going to sit back and go, I'm very happy with this offseason. I think we're going to win 95 games. We're good to go. No worries.
No.
That's not what a fan does.
But that's the thing. It just drives me up a wall, guys. It's like, look, you don't have to be that way. You don't have to be that way. Being a fan doesn't mean, I agree with everything that the team does. It's that we're living in a world where it's wrong. You can't disagree with anybody or anything.
That's right.
And so it's even seeped into sports where there's fans who think they can't disagree with the team or else they're not a real fan, or because why? Why can't you disagree? Tell me why you can't disagree. Why not? Why? Because some bozo on Twitter says that you need to stop whining. Oh, stop whining. Oh, you guys, shut up. Who cares? Who is this bozo? Who are these people? Half of these clowns on Twitter, bro, you'll never see them out in real life. You won't see them out in real life.
Or that, if they're so good and they know their shit, why are they not on doing this?
Exactly. And listen, some of them, I'll give you this. Some of them are good. There's guys on Yankees Twitter and whatever who are good at what they do, or good enough at what they do that they have platforms. And I completely and wholeheartedly disagree with them 95% of the time. But guess what? I don't care. They have their right to say whatever they want to say, the same way I have my right to say whatever I want to say. Guys, you're fans. You can disagree. It's okay to go out on Twitter this past weekend, and say that you are pissed off that Correa signs for 3 years and it's not with the Yankees. Don't let little emo girl in his room under the lights tell you that you shouldn't be upset about that because he cheated in 2017 or whatever. No, who gives a fuck what he thinks? Who cares what he thinks? Facts. The only people who should care what he thinks are the people at the fan who are paying him. The rest of us, he doesn't speak for us, bro. He has his opinion. That's his opinion.
And we don't speak for you.
Opinion.
We don't speak for you either. If you come in here, you agree with us. If you want to come in and debate, do it. We welcome everybody. We welcome everybody here. That's just how we are.
Debate is
cool.
healthy.
We love it. We debate all day in our chats. You guys should see our chat.
Healthy.
We got to chat with our team in it. We debate all the time.
They wouldn't believe it. That's the thing. They wouldn't believe. I'm pretty sure a lot of our fans think that NyynewsTV is probably like all the other conglomerates.
No,
that, like,
not at all.
It's 10 plus guys who all have the same opinion, and you
Not at
couldn't be
all.
further from the truth.
Facts.
We disagree on so, and just all you have to do is watch our shows because you'll see it.
There's
Me and
different
Pete,
opinions. That's right.
me and Pete put out we put out a show on Sunday saying we're going back at Boom when Boom was saying, "Oh, I'm a baseball guy, bro," whatever.
Yeah.
And me and Pete are like, "How could you say that?" Whatever.
Yep.
We give our points, and then on Tuesday, the Guians get on their show, and then they're defending Boom.
Defending Boom,
And they're like,
exactly.
"Da-da-da." We have different opinions, but guess what? I welcome their opinion. I watched their show. I supported their show. And whether or not, even though I disagree with the opinion about Boone, they're still my guys. They're still on our team. You know why? Because you can have a difference of opinion.
That's right. It's only fair. We got 2 super chats in here. My good old man's Mario. And it's Mario, not Mario. It's Mario, damn it. All right? My kids always bother me about that stuff. It's Mario. It's me, Mario. He said, why would Judge want to re-sign if he knows his contract will be used as an excuse not to improve the roster? Let me tell you guys something real quick about this. I feel like Judge ain't going to get signed by spring training. That's my guess. My guess is they don't lock Judge up by spring training. That's my guess. And let me tell you why that's my guess. It would do the Yankees wonders if Judge doesn't play a full season this year. I'm just keeping it out there because they can re-sign him for a lot less. I'm just keeping it out there. Maybe another team could come in. I don't know. I have nothing on that. Listen, I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong on that. I just feel like Judge should have been locked up already if that was the case. Brian Cashman ain't doing too much shit out there.
At this point, guys, let me tell you, and you might take it in a very different way than I, that's fine. But at this point, if you're looking at the situation, it really seems like if they don't sign him before spring training, it's probably not going to get done during the year, right? He's in his walk year. He doesn't need to be focused on negotiations.
Correct.
Especially
he wants it done in spring. True.
Exactly. And he deserves it because at this point they're late. They're super late. Yeah. So now they have to run on his time. If it doesn't get done before opening day, then he has every right to say, "Go screw. We can talk in the offseason with the rest of the teams."
Yep.
And you guys and some fans might say that's messed up, but it's not. They should have been having these talks since 2018. They're late. That's their fault. They wanted to worry about locking up Luis Severino and Aaron Hicks before they locked up Judge. These are the repercussions. So now, if they don't do it before the end of spring training, then you go into the season, and our front office is going to be hoping that he doesn't play the amount of games he played last year.
Correct.
Because if he turns in another 150-plus game season,
he's getting paid.
He's getting paid.
And let me tell you one thing I think that we've seen from the Yankees. I don't know if they want to do a bidding war with Uncle Stevie over there.
Yeah, let me tell you, Uncle
Giants,
Stevie, the
Giants,
Giants,
the Dodgers. I mean, there's a lot of teams that's going to pony up. The Padres.
I mean, listen, you be surprised. You really would be surprised the amount of teams that come out of the wood. Toronto might just.
Fam, you never know. The Red Sox,
bro. The Red Sox. Oh my God, the Red Sox would love. I mean, listen.
You don't know.
You guys, we think we saw pain this offseason. The possible pain that is awaiting next offseason if the Yankees continue to jerk this fan base around, you have no idea. Think this was pain. Imagine watching the only real baby bomber who paid off walking in free agency because the Yankees are balking at paying their own guy. Bro. Yep. So listen, if he doesn't play 150 games, whatever, then the Yankees are going to think they're going to get him at a price that fits what they're looking at more. But here's the thing. What if the other teams don't give a damn that he is quote unquote injury prone?
That's right.
What if they don't give a damn?
And they're not going to. They're not going to.
They're not, because look, Corey Seager got a 10-year deal and he's got a bad back.
Francis, it's like I said, and we're going to talk about these other guys too, but we said this last time. A guy like Aaron Judge pays for himself. Other teams know that. Do you know the notoriety another club gets when they add an Aaron Judge? This is not Robinson Cano. And that's not a knock on Robbie Cano. It's not. Robbie Cano was at the height. Yes, the Yankees wanted to bring him back. There was all that. He goes the Mariners. He kind of just tails out, right? You kind of forget about him. It gets kind of out there in the West. That would not be Aaron Judge. That would not be Aaron Judge. He is arguably, you could make an argument, this is the face of Major League Baseball. You have a rightful argument there.
He's the face of one of the biggest franchises in the game.
And that's enough.
Because as bad as we have been, the Yankees are still the Yankees, branding wise. And
Correct.
he is the face. He's the face of the Yankees.
And the difference is Robbie Cano played with Jeter. He played with one of the greatest legends of all
He
time.
played behind Jeter and A-Rod.
It was a big. This is Aaron Judge's ball club. This is his team, no doubt about that.
Exactly.
Chris Colon,
and it would have remained his team.
Correct. Chris Colon with a super chat. He says, "Hi guys, can't wait to meet you all on June 25th." Yes, everybody. I have my fiance throw the link in there. Still, let's go, man. Let's go. And I'm gonna talk about that too, because I don't know if we were live when I talked about that. I don't remember, but we're gonna talk about June 25th. He says the Yankees have become a dog and pony show. Hal needs to fire Cashman. We're gonna talk about Cashman also. We got another one here. Steven Gutierrez says, "I'm honestly willing to trade and rebuild without Cashman." Look, we pose, and let's get right into it. Let's get right into the offseason so far, and then we'll talk a little about how the roster is currently constructed. But Francis, you really didn't get a chance live or anything like that to talk about the moves the Yankees made. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. But one thing I do want to say, Francis, and you shared this with me before, and I appreciate it. You shared it before it went live, and he said, hey, your sources were right. But I tell you what, I even said it before. I told Francis, yeah, but I don't even want credit for anything like that. Because when I was told all this and I announced it and I told the team and I did this and did that, guys, I didn't even believe it. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, my people were right. I told you guys. No, I didn't tell you jack shit. Because there was no way, in my opinion, that the Yankees could sit this out. Even though I was told they're not going to add a major contract. I couldn't believe it. So far this offseason. And Francis, jump in if I'm wrong. I don't remember. Donaldson, IKF, the catcher, Rove, Marwin Gonzalez now.
They haven't.
I really don't want to add guys in like the damn, I forgot his name now. I played for Atlanta, outfielder, got a double today. NCRT. I don't want to add guys like, I'm just talking about like major additions. I think that's it. They added no starting pitchers. By the way, Francis, they can't add a starting pitcher because the starting pitcher is amazing. They're great. They got the best starting rotation in baseball. They're fine. That's what you will find out by heifers on Twitter. That's what the heifers on Twitter would tell you.
Yeah, they're telling you.
No, it's so. Anybody complaining about their rotation is crazy. They were so good last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen.
Shut your big ass up.
I have a really simple response. For her. Because she's right. The Yankees had a top 5 pitching staff in 2021. They did in the regular season. Now, my question is, what did that get them?
No, because Francis, you don't build off strengths. You shouldn't build off.
What did that get them? At top 5, right? Top five. They lost in the fucking wild card game with their ace on the mound.
Well, it's because they didn't hit, Francis. Duh.
Oh, it's because they didn't hit.
It's
because Cole got shelled in Fenway. Nobody wants to admit it. I love Garrett Cole.
I know you do.
Him.
Francis will defend Garrett Cole. Let me tell you, tooth and nail.
I'm telling you, I love Garrett Cole. He got rocked. There's no defense. There's no defense. And guess what? Say he didn't get rocked.
He would say he didn't get rocked. He said, I got no excuse. He just said it again.
No. But Pete, let's say he didn't get rocked.
Who pitches the next day?
And we won the wild card game.
My
question being, who pitches game 1 in the DS?
That's not good on rotation.
Because that top 5 rotation in the ALDS would have probably gotten exposed, and you people know it. And you know it, but you have to shill for Cashman and for Steinbrenner. Like I don't know what the fuck it is they do for you people. I don't know.
These are the same cats.
Send me a DM and just tell me what is it, and I'll shut up about it.
These are the same people. These are the same people that when I posted the Blue Jays rotation, they started telling me how bad all their guys are, and I'm sitting there, I'm saying, guys, right now our number 5 starter is Nestor Cortez. I got nothing against Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez isn't one of your main starters if you're a World Series caliber club. Like the Yankees said they were. They're a World Series. That is not a World Series rotation.
Nestor Cortez pitches 4 2/3 innings.
I'm telling you,
4 2/3 innings. 5 innings, 5 1/3, 5 2. Guys, it's not even enough for it to be a quality start. I love Nestor. Trust me. His personality. I love the mustache. It's funny. He's
a
great.
Cool guy. He's a good cool guy to have on your club.
Right? Young guy. I like it. I like his pitching style, like the whole quick pitch, whatever, fucking with players' timing. I'm big into that. I'm a pitching head. I was a pitcher. Of course I'm big into that. let's call a spade, though. Nestor, if you're not giving me, if you can't even give me a quality start, right, with as good as your stuff is, I'm sorry, but like, what, at best, you're a 5? Yep. At best? Right. Because even your fourth pitcher has to be able to give you some kind of length every now and then. And I'm not saying that Nestor can't. See, you listen to my words. I'm not saying, oh, Nestor cannot. I'm saying he does not. Whether that is his fault or the front office's fault on how they want to use him, that's a completely different thing. Because for whatever reason, they take him out. He gets 2 times through the lineup, maybe the beginning of the third, but it's rare that he goes 3 times through the lineup, guys. Correct. Fully 3 times through the lineup. Correct. Watch what they do. Every time Nestor's out there pitching, it doesn't matter what kind of gem he's spinning. Aaron Boone can't wait to get to the mound and take the ball from him. That's right. So there's something there that they don't think that he's a guy who can give you length. So don't tell me that I'm supposed to depend on him.
And when the Yankees don't think it, let me tell you guys something. They're going to show you. They're not going to change. Yeah. We've seen that with this team. We've seen guys like Florial, guys staying in minor leagues because they don't feel they're ready, and they're not going to give him that shot. So if Nestor's getting pulled all the time, 4 innings, 5 innings tops, they don't value this dude as someone that could be a mid-rotation guy. They just don't. That's obvious. Johnny Alvarez, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. Michael Jackson says, hee. Forget not signing Correa or Story. Should have got Tucker Barnhart. Dude is excellent. Great framing today and blocked everything. Cole would have loved him. The Yankees missed out on a lot of catches. And look, I'm not going to knock Rave. I don't know much about him yet. I know he's built like a tank, and he's on the injured list already with an oblique injury, which is something very common for muscleheads.
For the muscleheads.
It's already what he got. So he's a guy already, I'm telling you. After I saw his picture, I said, I don't know. Here we go. We'll see. I'll hold out hope. I heard good things about his defense, but let's see how healthy he'll stay. And go from there. Speaking of the Yes Network today and a couple of things that I took away from this game and that we're on this rotation right now, Luis Severino gets kind of smacked around a little today. I don't think you look into the stats. I know I don't. It's the first one, so when people were saying that, I was like, I really don't give a poot about that, to be honest with you.
It's an exhibition game.
It's an exhibition game, and yeah. He was up to 94, 95, I think. That's fine.
97, 98 on the fastball.
97, 98, okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing for me when it comes to Luis Severino, I'm just going to keep it honest with you guys. Do you really expect him to stay healthy all year? Do you expect, should we sit back and when you're building, and this is why we're talking about Cashman, when you are building in this offseason, you really sit there and build with this dude being your number 2 and you're comfortable with that? And you're a World Series caliber team. That's how you do it. You pass up on Robbie Ray because this is what they're gonna say. I don't gotta be a G. I know this team. If the Yankees miss out on Minaya, if they miss out on Montes, if we don't get another starter, they will flat out tell you we don't think we needed to because we got Severino back. That will be the answer, and that is my concern. Over under 20 starts this year. I don't know. Right now, I still say the under. I'll be happy with over 20. I say the under.
Over under 20 starts this year.
My dad said he might not make it out of spring training.
Over under 20 starts.
Hasn't pitched in a long time. That's tough. What is his innings going to look like? How are they going to baby him? They can't throw him out there with 7+ innings every day. Out the gate? No way. Not this team.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? It's tough, really
right?
tough.
And
It's really tough to
it's
say.
It's very tough.
I mean,
the
guy pitched 6 innings last year. I mean,
how many did he pitch the year before?
None.
I'm gonna look it up with you right now, and we'll see. So Luis Severino, we know the last time he started, I think it was like 2018 was like his last real time out there, or 20. I think.
Yeah, because he didn't pitch. He didn't pitch.
So here we go. We got
it.
We got it right here in front of us. All right, so let me see. Luis Severino, 2018, 191 innings. 2020, he didn't even pitch. 2021, 10 innings. Oh, that's with the minor leagues. So 6 overall. Six overall in the
2020, 2020, he didn't pitch. Last year, he had 6 innings in the majors. And now he's expected to be
was his
our
last
number
year.
2.
He's expected to be the number 2 on and I'm going to keep repeating it because this is what they're saying, a World Series caliber roster and team.
Bruh.
We passed on $23 million on Robbie Ray. Hell, we passed on Kevin Gossman. I mean, I'm just starting to throw, because a lot of Yankee fans wanted Gossman. Let's not forget. There was a lot of Yankee fans saying, go get Gossman. This is what they passed out on. Right now, we don't know about Manaea, but let me tell you something right now, guys. I don't have no info on Manaea. I have no info on what that trade might look like. What some teams are throwing out there via the trade route right now, I don't know if the Yankees get involved. I just don't. I think they're going to, for Montes, they want Peraza. The Yankees aren't doing it. They're not doing it. I don't see it. And Manaea, I don't really know what the ask is right now. He got this 1 year only. Can't be through the roof. But I don't know. There's a lot of teams that want him. So the rotation to me right now is very, very mediocre. Very, very mediocre. And again, I'm going to get to something that I want to say. And it's an early, not a prediction, but just truly the way I feel about this roster. But we'll get to that because I definitely want Francis to talk about Severino. And then Francis, kick us off, man, and go right into the moves the Yankees made because we haven't heard from you.
Yeah. No, with Sevy, I think it's very interesting, right? I see a lot of people out there really depending on, like, him being our number 2, excited to see him pitch behind Cole. Listen, excited to see him pitch behind Cole. I think that's all of us, right? Excited to see what he has after all this time. Again, I think that's all of us. Am I going to sit here and say that he's going to be the bona fide number 2 pitcher that we need right now? No. And the reason I'm going to say that is because he hasn't pitched in 2 years. We haven't seen him pitch. Like, since that second half of, what was it, 2019? No. 2018. I think it was 2018. Since that second half of that, we haven't seen Severino come and pitch with consistency through a year. We haven't seen it. So for us to put any stock into that happening in 2022, just because it absolutely has to happen in order for us to really be good, I'm sorry. I just don't see it happening. I think Severino's going to have a couple of good starts this year. I'm not saying he's going to be horrible all year. I think he's going to have a couple of good starts this year, but I think it's going to be a grind. And I think that shouldn't surprise anybody.
At Francis, too, I'm going to get to your super chat right before Francis gets into the free agents or what the Yankees have done so far. We're going to talk later, too, about Volpe and the pressure cooker, but this actually goes with Ra's question, too.
Hirsch is wildin'.
There's also pressure on Severino, is there not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, instead of going to get somebody and saying, hey, buddy, let's get it into gear. We can throw you 5 here. We can throw you 6 here. If you got a really good start, we'll take you out, relax you. Right now, they're like, we ain't got that, bro. Like, you the number 2.
You the guy. You're the number 2. Guy.
So Ra's super chat is, when are the Yankees going to realize that NY is not the place for developing talent? This pressure cooker is too much. So let's use their value to trade for major league ready talent. I agree and disagree in a sense with that. Because I do understand that it's tough to develop guys in New York, and it is. But for, like, okay, this offseason, for an example, this is very easy, and Francis alluded to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When the Padres went out there and they brought Tatis up, he had Manny Machado.
Yep.
Francis was the first person I remember bringing up the fact that, think about what Correa would do for Volpe. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, but then he's going to block him. And Francis is like, no, he's not going to fucking block him. Why would that block him for? What do you guys not understand about that? It doesn't block nobody.
I don't think they understand the shortstop position. I think that's the first thing that people don't understand.
Can I say this real quick? Michael Moraine is super chat. Michael, we were talking about this before, man. We're going to talk about the construction right now. My man said, DJ is backing up Glaber as of right now with the dead faces on it. You and me both. I talked to my dad about this today. I talked to Pops about this shit today. This is stupid. How do you have your best defensive infielder sit riding the pine? He ain't even know where he playing. My man got gold gloves coming out of his asshole. And these cats are like, you can sit down, baby. It's all right.
He's a $90 million super utility player.
But
welcome
Francis,
welcome to New York City. Let me tell you guys.
Do me a favor, man. Take over for this. I gotta breathe for a second.
Guys, look. Here's my thing. I'm gonna start with the shortstop thing. When I say that a lot of people have a misconception about the shortstop position, I'm speaking about what a shortstop is. Shortstop is one of the most valuable and important positions on the baseball field. You guys know that. Shortstop is historically a position where some of the greatest talent, MLB-wise, has played. Shortstop is also one of the most interchangeable players on your team. If a guy comes up on your team as a good shortstop defensively, chances are he will be a fine third baseman or a fine second baseman, sometimes even outfield. Sometimes. I said sometimes. It's much easier to convert a shortstop off of shortstop to another position than to convert another position to shortstop. See Gio Urshela last year, right?
That's right. That's right.
What's the point I'm trying to make? Well, the point I'm trying to make is simple. When Manny Machado was a free agent looking for 10 years and 300 million of those greenbacks, the San Diego Padres didn't say, well, we made this big trade and literally highway robbed Chicago of Fernando Tatis Jr. And we can't afford to block him. I mean, how could we block him? If we sign Manny, we're blocking him. I mean, we don't want to block him. Manny Machado's not moving off shortstop. That's what all the Twitter heads say. Guess what? They signed him anyway. Guess what position he plays? Third base. Guess how happy he is? Very. He doesn't give a damn. You know why? Because what talks is the money. What walks is the bullshit. Pay a guy and they'll pay where. Didn't just yesterday, Heyman and all these other people were saying Trevor Story is gonna prioritize playing shortstop. That's what's gonna make him make his decision on his next deal. He's playing second base for the Red Sox. You know why? Money,
right.
moolah, contract.
That's
what it's about. When it comes to shortstops, they can and will play anywhere. Simeon was a second baseman last year. What did they say going into free agency? Simeon's going to prioritize a place where he can play shortstop. Sign with the Rangers. He's playing second base again. I could do this all day long. Shortstop is a position where players move. It happens all the time. The Padres went and signed Machado, brought Tatis up, and guess what? Tatis had a veteran to his right to look at. Every time it got hard, every time it got uncomfortable, every time it got last year in the dugout. What happened in the dugout? What was Manny Machado telling him? He said, you're making it about you. It's not about you.
That's right.
It's about the team.
It's
about all of us. That's what Machado is there to do. That's why he's making $30 million a year. It's not because they expect him to be better than Tatis. No, they want Tatis to be better than him. The only way that's going to happen is if he has somebody to his right holding him accountable, telling him it's not about you. It's about the team. Somebody who's going to tell him after these stupid motorcycle accidents, bro, that shit is stupid. Don't let it happen again.
Correct.
The Yankees are selling to you, the fan base, that signing a shortstop would have blocked Anthony Volpe. And some of you are dumb enough to believe
That's such bullshit, man. That is such bullshit.
Dumb enough
it
to
pisses
believe
me off how bullshit that. Anthony Volpe knows that's a lie.
Steaming load of crap.
Can I say this real quick?
Load of crap.
You want to know why that's a lie? You want to know why that's a lie? Anthony Volpe himself told me that it's a lie.
Come on.
We asked him flat out, me and Chris from Ball 9, if the Yankees got Correa, what does that do for you? He told me flat out, nothing. I'll be in the major leagues. That's exactly what he said. It does nothing for him. It does nothing. But they will have you believe that signing a shortstop would have blocked him. So if that's the case, then why haven't they traded Peraza yet? Because Peraza's ahead of him on the depth chart right now. He also happens to be a shortstop. Wouldn't that same logic apply to him and mean that he's blocking Volpe? He also conquered a tougher level that Volpe hasn't conquered yet at all. But no. We're also giving him a major league number. We're also putting all this on him. Shout out to, let me answer this super chat real quick from my man Ronnie. Ronnie says, whenever I tune into the game this season, I want to see plastic navy blue seats on the screen. The ball is in the fence court. Cash and Hale are who we knew they were. Man, I'm listen. Hey, I get it, man. I truly get it and I understand. Look, it's a good point to bring up because somebody asked me about June 25th. Guys, on June 25th, NyynewsTV is partnered with the New York Yankees and we do have a day at the stadium. Now, it's funny because somebody said, well, Pete, you guys are saying people should think long and hard about going to the stadium, but you guys have a day that you want us to go to. Look, I'm asking for one. Let me tell you guys why. And that's for us. That's for us. And you can sit there and go, yeah, but the Yankees, fam, that is for us. We are asking people to put that shit to a side and come chill with us. because we're gonna have an amazing time there. And look, if I'm a prideful dude, so for me, my pride goes above anything. As of right now, I wouldn't be going to no game. We talked about it. We said, what did we say, friends? Are we going to go to opening day? If they don't make moves, I ain't doing shit. And I'm not going.
Guess what?
You won't see me
you won't see me at opening day.
I told my Orioles fan, my friend who goes, Pete, we going to games? I said, yeah, I'll go to the Orioles game with you. I'll go to the Orioles game. Fine, cool.
Oh hell yeah, I'm going. I'm going to. I'm going to go to Baltimore. I'm going to go to Baltimore.
I'm going to Chicago.
I think they're going. Yeah, we're going to go to Chicago.
I'm going to go to Florida. We're going to go to a few of them. But
I'll be at Yankees games. At Yankees games.
I am not gonna go bend over and kiss this
I'm going to
team's
City
ass
Field.
Right now.
I'm going to City Field for the Subway Series.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm not gonna do that. So when I say think long and hard about what you want to put your money towards this year, that's your decision on top of that too. I don't make your money.
Yeah.
That's your money. I don't tell you how to spend your money.
Yeah,
you know
for those of you,
but the link is in there for June 25th, guys.
Yeah,
chill with us, man. The whole team's gonna be there. We're gonna look. Who says we gotta be nice? Who says we gotta? Oh, thank God for the Yankees. Nah, frig that. I hope Brian Cashman comes in the room.
Yeah, listen.
I hope he comes around while we getting our with the ticket, guys, on the party deck, 11:30 to 1 o'clock. All the food you want, all the beers you want. I'm gonna be throwing them back. I know Francis is. I hope Cashman comes in there, because don't think that I'm not gonna sit there and be like. No, unbelievably, I'm shocked.
As respectful as possible.
Correct.
As respectful as possible, I am going to tell Brian Cashman that he failed.
No doubt.
And I would love to hear his response, because I'm sure it's going to be like, "Oh, I mean, why do you say that?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, why do I say that?
Let me look in the field. Oh, there we go. That's why I say it right there.
I don't see Correa out there.
Brian, is Boone fucking his wife yet?
Oh man, listen.
I gotta stop.
I'm telling you,
Aaron. I'm sick of you, fam. UFC 822. You and me, baby.
Simonetti versus Boone. Nah, man, I'm telling you, it's like. And then look, the big thing to me a lot of times, right, with a lot of these deals has been just looking at the contract that these players agreed to, and wondering. How is it that they're trying to sell us on not being able to afford? Because listen, Corey Seager, 10 years, 300+ million. Okay. That was a contract that we knew in the beginning of the offseason was a bit of a long shot, right? Because we had our doubts, right? We saw they might not do that, right?
Right.
Even Simeon, right? Simeon was like, okay, that kind of money, for a player at his age, they're maybe not going to do that, right? But when you see that Freddie Freeman, the league's best first baseman as of right now, like going into this season, he is the number one first baseman in the league, signed for $27 million a year and allowed for a chunk of that contract to be deferred to the point where the total guarantee, like real money, is really like $140 million. How do you sell that to us that we can't afford a deal like that?
Correct.
How do you sell it to us that we were never really in on Robbie Ray, and Robbie Ray signed for $23 million coming off of a Cy Young season?
That's right.
In our division, and $23 million was just a non-starter for him. But you were willing to pay Justin Verlander $25 million.
Yep.
But you wouldn't sign Robbie Ray, who is younger and has more years ahead of him, for 23. Coming off a Cy Young season. It's very hard. It's very hard for me to stomach the Trevor Story deal when this is a guy who not only is a shortstop, but agreed to play second base for the Red Sox, played center field before. He's a guy who would have moved wherever you needed him to.
Facts. When
Volpe was up and went up for $23 million, $23.3 million. And that was it was just too much. And we're paying Donaldson. We're paying Donaldson
25 pops.
We're paying Donaldson $25 million.
Bro, I don't know.
Problem. But you couldn't pay Story $23 million. Right? This is what really holds me up.
Yep. You probably heard my rant, but it's funny because that actually hit me during it, that we literally swapped infields. We swapped left side of the infields. They played Brian Cashman that hard. And for
Like a
anybody,
fiddle.
I had some people even respond, "Oh, they didn't play him." Bro, they smacked that dude's ass right in front of him. They slapped him around. Come on now, man. You can't say that. These cats said, let me get Gio involved in it, no problem. Take all this money from my dude. I'm going to give you the whole left side of the infield. These cats called up Boris, said, we'll give you this money over 3 years, opt out, whatever you guys want, just get over here. They have a whole new left. They have the left side of the infield we thought we were going to have.
Exactly.
That's what they got.
Bro, and then look,
Come
to
on,
answer,
man.
we got Dan LeBlanc in the comments with the Freeman had no interest in playing in New York.
That's not
so
true.
It's a moot point. Well, Dan,
that's not true. His own representative said that wasn't true.
Let me tell you something, Dan. You're a moot point if you believe that.
God,
Because guess who else? Guess who else had no desire to play on the East Coast? Garrett Cole. But he's a Yankee.
So does CeCe.
Didn't they say
so does
he was
Scherzer.
going to be in California? Did they say CeCe was going to be out there? Didn't they say that Scherzer favored the West Coast? Where's Scherzer lacing them up this year? In Queens. You know why? Because what I said before. The money talks, the bullshit walks. Stop believing the spin.
Guys,
Stop believing the spin.
Exactly.
Stop believing the spin.
Guys, if you've been listening to me for years, I don't know how many other people for over 4 years been begging you guys to understand what the Yankees do. It's the spin machine. Every time they miss somebody, there's a report that comes out, oh, they didn't want to go to New York. Cut the shit. You can't be this crazy.
Same shit.
You really
afterwards,
can't believe this.
And
stuff
then
much
afterwards, I mean, you guys also believe, of course, you believe when the players sign with the team and then say, "This is where I always wanted to be."
Yeah,
of course, they have to fucking say
Yeah.
that, guys. Grow up. Do you still believe in Santa?
Right.
Do you still believe in Santa? Do you still stay up on the night of the 24th waiting to hear sleigh bells? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Half of you don't have
Dominic the donkey to get here.
I mean, bro, half of these dudes don't even have chimneys in their house and they're waiting for Santa to come down.
Right.
Grow up. Grow up. Of course the player's wife is going to say that. Of course the player's going to say that. It's all bullshit. At the end of the day, money talks. And back in the day, we used to be fans of a team who let that money do the talking. But the reason that we are so aggravated right now is because we have to listen to Hal Steinbrenner stand his ass up in front of cameras and cry broke because of COVID. Mind you, clearly the Dodgers weren't affected by COVID, apparently.
Facts.
$288 million fucking payroll. And we got to listen to Hal talk about, yeah, well, obviously COVID is still a factor 2 years later. Shut the what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Right. It's sickening, man. It's sickening.
How are we gonna, I'm trying to say, how are we supposed to stomach this as fans when they're in LA with a payroll at 200? Bro, their payroll was at 266 million, and they still went and signed Freddie Freeman, and they already have Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner. I mean, and they still went and signed him. But you're crying broke to us, and all you added was Josh Donaldson and IKF.
Yep.
Falafel. You gave us falafel, bro. We could have got that on the street corner in Midtown, and you traded for it.
Facts.
Come on,
facts.
bro.
Facts.
Come
facts.
on.
This is from 161 River Ave. Says, keep doing good work, fellas. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I want to take some time too and talk about a few things, man. The Yankees still got Aaron Hicks out there in center field. The YES Network basically said today, the other day, Aaron Hicks was a major loss for the Yankees. He was a major loss for the Yankees last year. Losing him was major. It crippled them on the year. It's the reason the offense was so bad. Aaron Hicks was a major loss for the Yankees last year.
I told Pete, it's equivalent to the same major loss that I experience every time I take a shit. That major. That was the loss that we had last year. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Oh man, it's like I don't want to be in here screaming and cursing on the Lord's Day.
I know, right? I don't want to either.
Look at what
I can't
they
help
do
myself.
to me. Look at what they
do this
do
to us. And here's the funny thing too, man. We could talk about all that. I want to kind of finish. We got the tweet of the week to go with. Also, we also got. I want to talk about Anthony Volpe a little bit. One of the things though I got to say, when it comes to how this roster is shaped right now, there's some people out there who hear us talk about that. I just saw it again in the chat. Well, guys, they haven't played a game yet. Nobody here is saying that the Yankees are going to be this horrible shit club that's going to win 4 games this year. Nobody's saying that. What we are discussing is, again, this is why I say, fans, stop letting them off the hook. Look at their quotes when the season ended. Look at what they've done. They're bullshitting you. That's what we're saying. Don't let them get away with this shit. These cats came at the Aaron Boone himself. There's a lot of improvement to make on this roster. What was the improvement, fam? We want to get more athletic. Where did you get more athletic, fam? Everything you guys are telling me didn't happen. Brian Cashman, I just read it to you guys. We're gonna. The biggest thing we have to do is attack the market. What did you attack?
Yeah.
You got by being screwed by the Minnesota Twins?
They got attacked by the market.
Exactly.
They got bullied.
Attacked.
They got bullied by the market.
Bullied by the market. Bullied in the market. So you're sitting there telling us, oh, well, we got to see. Yes, you're right. We do got to see how the season plays out. You do got to see. But I'll tell you right now, this ain't no World Series caliber club.
Come on.
And I'm gonna get to Anthony Volpe, but I want to make this point. And I did this with my pops on the phone because, my pops tries to be optimistic. Pete, I think they can have a chance to beat a decent team. Look, I said this in our chat. This ball club needs to have everything fall in their favor to get anywhere this year. You can't have a team constructed with so many injury risk that this team has. Yes, everybody could get hurt. I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that guys we feel would never get hurt couldn't get hurt. They can. Here's the difference with this team. They are skating on ice like that thin. They are skating on the thinnest of thin when it comes to ice. Donaldson's been injured a lot. We don't know who the hell their catcher is. Can we stop playing around like we know? We don't know. We don't know who their catcher is. Rove might be. Higgy might be. They're going to platoon, apparently. The other dude's already hurt. Who else they got? Freitas? Whoever the guy that came up with. Who do they have? First base. All right, Rizzo. Rizzo's also been injured in this career. He's also older now. Second base. Glaber's there. We don't even have DJ playing in the infield. Shortstop, IKF. All right, cool. Third base, Donaldson's been injured a ton. Do I got to talk to you about Aaron Hicks? Judge has had his fair share. Stanton has had his fair share of leg injuries. They don't even want to put him in the outfield. I'm not even on the rotation yet. Severino, Tyone. We're sitting here like everything's okay. I'm confused.
Nah, man, they're trying to. Listen, they're putting out a team where, for them to be competitive, for them to be that championship caliber team that they joke about, everything has to go right. Like, you can't have Judge down for a prolonged period this year. You can't have Stanton down for a prolonged period this year. And there's so much shit that we haven't even really gotten into because we've been stuck on free agency.
I got it. You're a huge Garrett Cole fan. You're a huge Garrett. You believe in Garrett Cole. You believe in Garrett Cole more than I do. Okay?
Yeah, he's my guy. Mm-hmm.
And I've told you this before, right? And you disagreed a bit, but I want to get your opinion on this. What if Garrett Cole's not the same guy without Spite Attack? What if he reverts back to a 3.80, 4.10 ERA guy? And look, I don't believe in what ifs. I hate doing what ifs, but sometimes we have to. What if he is not because look, this year with this rotation, you better believe he has to be fucking extraordinary for this team to do anything.
No, Pete, I think it's very simple. He has to win the Cy Young this year. Garrett Cole needs to win the AL Cy Young this year.
I don't disagree.
He has been fishing for it. He's been in the mix. He's finished second. He's finished third. He's been a fine. Okay, that's all good. He's been pushing. He's been hungry. I know. But as big of a Garrett Cole fan I'm telling you guys, 2022 needs to be the year. 2022 needs to be the year that Garrett Cole finally gets over the top, walks away with the AL Cy Young. Because if it doesn't happen, guys, and look, to answer your question, if Garrett Cole does revert back to a 3.84 something ERA pitcher, there's no other way for me to put this. We are royally fucked to the tune of $36 million a year.
Well, look, I'm not hoping for that, but I do think it's a fair thing to say. I think we got to see what Garrett Cole shows up.
Listen, as much of a fan as I am, I've been telling the people who tell me that, Garrett Cole's not going to be the same pitcher with Spider. I've been telling them, look, He pitched
He
a
did.
large part of the season last year without it.
Right.
There were some really promising moments. There were some really disheartening moments. I think we need to wait for a full year and then let's see what we get.
I agree.
Well, the full year is here.
Yep.
April 7th starts it.
Bingo.
If at the end of this year, Garrett Cole is not the Garrett Cole that we thought we were signing for 9 years and $36 million per, because of the lack of spider tack or whatever, then guys, we are royally fucked. Because I'm sorry, you don't give $36 million to a guy who's not pitching games 1, 4, and 7. You don't. You just don't.
I agree.
If we wanted a 384 something ERA guy, we already had that in Severino. Like,
Yep. I
like,
agree.
you know what I mean? And like, it's not a knock on Severino. I'm just saying, like, if that is the ceiling, like, Sevy can do that already and at a much cheaper rate. So, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't get Garrett Cole for that. We got Garrett Cole because he was like poised to be one of the premier arms in the league. I personally still believe that is in there. I like to look at starts like the one in Houston,
Right.
The one run complete game shutout. Like,
That was after
like,
Spider Attack, wasn't it?
that was after
That
Spider
was
Attack.
after Spider Attack.
I like to look at that game. I like to look at the game against Minnesota where he struck Donaldson out twice. I think the only smidge on that game, if I can remember correctly, was the Polanco home run, and he might have given up another home run.
I think he gave up 2, yeah.
I think he gave up 2. He gave one to Polanco, and then he gave one up to the chubby dude, Narvaez. I might be messing that up. Anyway, 2 home runs in that game, but more or less, like, no spider attack, and he was Garrett Cole. He was striking guys out. He was efficient, and he gave up the home run, right? But it didn't burn him. There were 2 solo shots.
Right.
That's Garrett Cole. Like, that's him. So he was himself there. He was himself in that game against Houston. But the ones that stick out are that performance against the Mets in July. Doubleheader, couldn't get out of what
Horrible.
was it, like
really quick. I don't think he got
second,
past the third.
I don't think he got into the third. I think he got out in the second.
Did. Yeah.
So that
Wild
start
card,
against the
of
Mets.
course.
That start against the Mets in July. Fenway starts, not just Fenway, but Fenway and the Bronx starts against Boston.
Yeah.
Starts against Boston. He never, so far, not that I can remember, he hasn't had that classic performance against the Red Sox yet.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, but that matters. It matters. It matters. Like, we need you to be good against those teams. Like, I mean, I don't know what other way to put it. We have, like, those are games we have to have, not just because it's in our division and things like that, but it's like, bro, it's the Red Sox. It's the Red Sox. We can't have the Red Sox butt fucking our ace. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, we can't have it.
Facts.
We can't have it. Like, it's the same thing we say to them about Chris Sale. We're like, oh, Chris Sale, yeah, he could be whatever, but like, we knock him around every time he pitches against us. Yeah, well, so far they've knocked around Garrett Cole every time he pitches against them. So what are we really saying? And then they could always counter with, well, we always got Eovaldi. Yeah, and we got who?
Correct.
Who's been that person who's been able to shut down the Red Sox in this rotation currently? I don't know. Maybe we find them this year. Right.
And let me tell you something, man. Another thing too, before we got a few super chats to get to. Trevor's story with Alex Cora and that lineup and that wall. Wow. Trevor's story is going to be a good play for the Red Sox. I told you guys they were going to get one of the big shortstops. I knew they were going to get one of them. I just didn't. I thought it would be Correa actually, but they get Story. But Bad Dog Sports says fun stat. Bad Dog, man, how you doing, my fan? That's my man right there, man. He says Hicks in a 9-year career has 1 season with over 100 hits. 119 hits is his career high. $70 million for that bum, F. Cashman. That was no doubt about it an overreaction on Aaron Hicks. They thought they were signing Ken Griffey Jr. Johnny Alvarez, my man, says stop settling just to be mediocre. 100%. They got bamboozled by the Twins. I say it better. They got fucked. That's what I say. Forget bamboozle. NYY News Ruben, my man, says, I like our talent, but what makes it hard to be happy? Having to have so many players that need to bounce back to performance and health. Rizzo, DJ, Donaldson, Torres, Hicks, all bounce backs. Bounce backs and guys that just stay healthy. I mean, that's another one too. And I thought there was another one in here from Ruben. There it is right here. We are banking on too many bounce back players, as Ruben said again. No doubt about it, Ruben. There's no doubt about it. We are. We're banking on way too many guys that we are not, really depending on. Here's another one. Blue Gold says the guy we as Yankee fans need to be worried about is Randy Levine. He is the man behind a curtain. I just found you yesterday, and I love the channel already. Blue Gold, stay tuned, my friend, because I know now that we're going live more, we're getting a lot of new subscribers. I want to tell you guys a little bit about NyynewsTV and what we do here in case you guys don't know. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah. No, hey, Blue Gold, welcome to the channel. We're happy you're here. Tell your friends, share us out. Yeah, definitely. We want more fans, but what we want more than anything is we want the real ones. We want the real ones, the fans who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Tell us you disagree with us. Like, I like that. Like, before we were talking, whatever, and Dan LeBlanc is in here saying, like, nah, he disagreed, whatever. I like that.
Cool.
Disagree,
That's cool, man.
Disagree with us. Put your opinions in the chats. Like, let's talk. It's hard. Obviously, we can't get to every chat. That's why we say it's
Super
always better
chats
for the super chats, because those are huge and we can see them.
Well, I get a notification too, and obviously it pops up right on the screen for us, so it's easy to recognize it.
It's a lot easier. So, like, look, man, that's what we want. We want the right people in the room. It's not about the volume, right? We're not trying to say, oh, we're competing with these people because we got as money or whatever. All that shit's gonna come without us even really. All that shit's gonna come. But as of right now, man, we want guys like you guys who are in here speaking their feelings, saying what's up. And if you're here and you found us on YouTube, definitely make your way over to Apple. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
And please give us a 5-star review.
We've been getting more too, by the way. So we've definitely been getting more. So I appreciate that, guys. And really quickly too, before we move on, I want to talk about the pressure cooker that Rob brought up earlier. And I want to talk about Anthony Volpe and comments that even David Cohn said today, kind of backing up what we've been saying about him. And I want to get to that. But for the new subscribers here, let me tell you briefly, really quickly about NyynewsTV and why, if you are not subscribing in this room right now, I need to see you press that subscribe button. Well, I'm not going to be able to see you do it, but I'm going to see the little thing pop up here that you subscribe. Need you guys to go ahead and subscribe immediately, honestly. Let me tell you why. If you're a Yankee or a baseball fan, this is the spot to be. We got 6 podcasts running weekly. Let me run those through with you guys. You're watching one of them right now. Designated Spittaz on Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, NYYST, Chris, Christian, and SGR. Just an amazing. It almost feels like when I watch that podcast, I feel like I need a drink in my hand because I feel like I'm sitting with friends at a bar and we just talking baseball, and that's what they bring. Tuesday, we got World Series winning manager Ozzie Guillen with his 2 sons, Ozzie Jr. and Oni Guillen. That's what they do. They give it to you like it is. You guys know everybody. NyynewsTV. It's real talk for the real fan. We truly believe that. We're going to leave it all in the field, really, every time we come out here. Wednesday, Twin
time.
Twin time. I tell you what, Big Blue in the Bronx is in the chat. That is Alex and Luca, the twins. They get better with every episode. They are the young bucks of the team. They're the young bucks of the team. But let me tell you something. Alex and Luca know their shit.
They know their shit. They know baseball. They know their shit,
man. I love these two, man. I really do. I'm so happy that they're growing. Football too on their channel.
Any of you football fans,
Big Blue in the Bronx. Alex, feel free to share your channel in here.
Yeah, check them out.
They are terrific, and for me, bringing these guys in, I love to see the progression, and man, they just get better with every single episode. Thursday is Hola Como Estas radio style show. There goes the subs right there. Appreciate it, man. Hudson, thank you, man. Hudson McCormick, thank you. It's a radio style show, but it's a comedy show. So if you don't hear it and you hear it out of nowhere, you'll be like, what is this that I'm listening? It's a comedy show, early morning, skits, stupid stuff. We just have fun with it. It's Felix, who runs NYY News. I'm doing NyynewsTV. But he does little skits on there. Fun stuff. Francis appeared on it. I've appeared on it as Big Time Timmy. I appeared on it as Big Time Timmy. And Friday, Chef Talk with Gary Sheffield Jr. But even without all that, guys, during the season too, you got live chats like we're doing right now. That's not necessarily the podcast. You got live pre- and post-game shows. On those post-game shows, we're going to set it up where you guys could actually call in also. And, bad game, good game, let us know what you think. That's what we're going to be here for. But breakdown videos, there's no other spot to be. Not with all this talent we have here that's going to just talking directly to you guys. So for everybody who's not subbed, press that button now. Appreciate it. And, we're going to keep making you guys happy. Trust me. We're going to make a lot of people happy out there. And this thing's only going to go up, 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 and up. So
we're here to tell the truth, man. That's it. We're here to tell the truth. Where the other guys are going to give you fodder, pandering, to whoever their political ties are and, people who are lining their pockets. We don't have any of that to worry about. So we are going to speak our minds. And if that means, taking shots at Boone when he doesn't make a proper move, then the shots are going to get taken.
Right.
If it means going at Cashman when we feel that he drops the ball in terms of, player personnel, we take those shots. Yep. If it means going at Hal Steinbrenner because we feel like he should have spent like we're doing right now. Yep. We take those shots. And if it comes to players, those of you who have been here from last season know we do not hold back on the players. We don't care who you are. So we got to give it to you. We got to give it to you straight, man. This is really, I don't think you could really ask for more when you're talking about, people covering your favorite team. Like, you want people who are going to give it to you straight. And unfortunately, the Yankees got a vice grip on a lot of the media. We're some of the few that they don't have a grip on yet. We just, and let me not say yet, because they never will. Like, you're not shutting up the guys on our team. You're not shutting up the guys on our team. If they were smart, I think it would behoove them to have people like us with them, because then it would make everything else more credible.
Correct.
Because they know that we tell the truth. But I'm not going to do their jobs for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, moving into our last topic of the day. Matter of fact, let's do the tweet of the week first. Let's get that one out of the way.
Yeah, let's do tweet of the week. Yeah.
And let's go there. So let's hop right on over right there to the tweet of the week. And it comes from Tom Scabelli at Tom Scabelli.
Tommy Smokes.
You guys know Tommy Smokes. This is from Tommy Smokes. And Francis found this one. I think Francis finds most of these tweets of the weeks. But Tommy Smokes says, the Yankees came off an incredibly disappointing season where they won 0 playoff games, one of their worst in recent memory. There was a historic free agent class. They kept Boone. They kept Cashman. Signed 0 new free agents. Made no major roster upgrades. Francis, I'm happy you said that because you brought up a great point. He said, Pete, look, let's use this one because it is somebody other than us saying this. And we want the fans to understand there's other platforms out there, too, that have seen this bullshit and that are calling it out. And Tommy is. It's obvious. This
shout
was
out.
Amazing. And look at what we got.
Yeah. Listen, no. Shout out Tommy Smokes. Shout out Hubs. The guys over at Barstool cover the Yankees. I think they've been very honest in their coverage of this free agent class, this free agent and this offseason, if you will. I like the tweet just because I was like, bro, they're keeping it real. They're keeping it real. It's like, bro, it's not, like I said, it's not just us. There's other people who watch the game, who are invested the way that we are, who are saying, it's like, bro, how do you come off a season that was the utter disappointment that last year was? Because last year was an utter disappointment. Like, literally, we haven't been in that position since 2015.
Can I say this too real quick for you? When you talk about a disappointment, when I was looking up my quotes today, Brian Cashman said it's the hardest year of his career. So just put that in perspective.
Yeah. And you know what? And it was a very difficult year. He was under a lot of scrutiny. And we gave him credit. We feel like at the trade deadline, he had, for that being one of the hardest years in his career, he had one of the better trade deadlines that he's had in his career.
I agree.
Coming out of nowhere with the Rizzo trade, securing the Gallo trade, even though people figured that was a foregone conclusion, being able to do those trades and not take on any of their money while giving up lower level prospects, really like great work there.
Yep.
Securing Clay Holmes for Hoy Jun Park, phenomenal. Joely Rodriguez, great
Very
pickup
good for us. Yeah.
Right. So listen, he had one of the better deadlines, and we gave him all the credit in the moment. We said, listen, Brian, hats off to you. An applause to you.
We did.
What we're saying is coming off of this season and that deadline, when the season terminated the way that it did with that painful loss at Fenway Park, we figured, listen, there has to be changes, right? Because when you come out in this middle of the season as the GM of the team and as the owner of the team and say that we don't have a management problem, we have a player problem, and then end the season on the same exact tune saying, yes, we're going to have to reevaluate, look at this roster. Shortstop's definitely a need. I'm going to look at center field also. Pitching, you can never have enough pitching. Catching. How do you say all of those things and then go into the offseason and freaking saddle us with no center fielder? Because if your big center field acquisition was re-signing Tim LaCastro, like what the fuck?
You know why I laugh, Francis? We were the assholes, right? Me and you.
Yeah.
We were sitting there saying, they got 1A, B, C, D, E. You can't screw this up. Brian Cash said, hold my beer, fam. Watch this. This fucker's about to get mad right here. Hold my shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, bro. Oh, shout out to that super chat. Ed, what is it? Ed Cadugan.
Ed Hadouken. It's Ed Hadouken.
If I'm messing that up, Ed, forgive me. But Ed. He says he's a Jays fan. He's like, Jays fan here, New York. Y'all deserve better. Front office, just a bunch of clowns. In this free agency class, y'all come out with nothing. JD lives on the DL. Listen, nothing but facts in that super chat.
No, not at
nothing
all.
but facts in that super chat.
I appreciate you Jays fans. We've had a lot of you in here, and you guys don't come out there and, talk shit. You guys are like, I'm surprised you guys haven't done more. We are too.
Listen.
We are too, fam.
We surprised. Listen, I'm telling you right now. I'm surprised. I said it. I was like, listen, this year, it's going to be really hard for Yankee fans to really say much to Blue Jays fans. That team is going to be just as solid as they were last year, and they were very close. They were very close to taking that last spot, that last chance spot at a wild card that we had.
I know they lose Ray, but I think they could be better. I mean, they added two starters. Pearson,
look, they lost.
What's his name? The
Nate
young rookie.
Pearson,
Manoah. I mean, Manoah's a full year now. Pearson could be a full year. Kikuchi, I think at that ballpark is going to be tough, but he's going to have a couple of gems. That's how he is.
Yeah,
you know
Gossman too. I say, listen, with Gossman, I've been saying it all offseason. Me, I worry about Gossman. Why? Because fly ball pitcher, AL East, normally doesn't go too well.
That's right.
But I mean, he's coming off a really solid freaking year.
He's also had his injury history too. So
exactly. Then you throw the injury. So it's like, yeah, it could. Listen, it's one of those things where it could work, it could not work. But guess what? Those two additions versus the Yankees pitching additions.
Oh, it's not even close.
Could be a break.
Give
me a break.
Close.
So
Give me a break. Break me up a piece of that. They don't sponsor us. I just wanted to say.
Starting pitcher signings. Let me stop. You already got Ryu in the fold. You already got Barrios in the fold.
Ooh, Manoah. I mean, look at, and that's what I was telling people. Like, they replaced him. They replaced Ray, but with two guys though.
Yeah.
They were like okay, here's our issue with the Yankees, everybody. You ready for this? Listen. They recognized an issue and fixed it.
Exactly.
They said, hey, we lose a big starter. Don't add one. Let's add two guys here. So, and like Ed is saying in there, we might go out there and get Ramirez. J-Ran. Yeah. If you guys do that, go fuck yourselves, all right?
Nah, listen.
If you Jays do that.
Yeah, I'd be like, I mean, come on, at this point.
I'll give you Ed, I'll shout you out if they do it, man. I'll say pat on the back to Ed. And the other Blue Jays fans here, good for you guys. Same thing I said about the Mets. I don't hate on the Mets. Good for them.
It's no reason to hate. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, look, I'm not going to hate because, like, other teams' ownership is doing, like, for the Mets, it's like, bro, they finally have ownership who's doing right by them. So, congrats, Mets fans. It's your time, bro. Like, enjoy it. Like, this is what it should feel like when you're a fan of a team that plays in New York because of the money that we invest in this team as fans. So,
that's right.
That's what it should be like. I'm happy that the Blue Jays are going for it, and they got young talent, and they're surrounding them with veteran additions that could actually help the team.
Yep.
Bro, listen, I'm not saying like I look at the Blue Jays rotation and say like, oh wow, like it's the world beater or whatever that the Mets rotation is. No, like I think the Yankees can, have fared pretty well against guys like Ryu, Barrios, and stuff like that. But what we're saying is when you put all that together on a rotation, it's like to beat all those guys in a week it's very difficult.
Correct.
That's what you guys don't understand. It's like
pile up. It's a pile up right now.
Ryu is not alone on that staff. Barrios is not alone on that staff.
That's right.
Manoa, Pearson are not alone. Kikuchi, Gossman, not alone on that staff.
What was Barrios' deal too? He got a pretty solid deal with them. He re-signed with them long time.
Yeah, Barrios' deal was actually very, very good.
While you looked it up, let me get to Tyler's super chat. Tyler said, what kind of impact do you think some of the prospects can have on his team? Guys like Cabrera, Peraza, Heel, Wesneski, Waldachuk, and any others. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk about that in the last thing we talk about, Tyler, so stay tuned, and we are going to get to that. While Francis looks that up, I got to tell you one thing the Yankees need. The Yankees need balls. And speaking of balls, you know where we're going to go with this one. The Spittaz podcast is brought to you guys by Manscaped. So can I get a round of applause, everyone?
Clap it up.
Clap it up, guys, in the chat. You know, clap it up for your balls, all right? Today, I am excited to announce Manscaped launched their Ultra Premium Package collection. I'm sorry. Believe it or not, it's not for you. It's for your not-so-private parts. I'm talking about a leveled-up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair kit for the everyday man that covers you from head to toe. Literally. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping using code word SPITTAZ. You guys see it right down there. Go to manscaped.com today. Get that code word SPITTAZ. We're going to put it in the chat for you. And go and get that right there. That is the Ultra Premium Collection Package. Me and Francis got it. It is amazing, guys. You're going to want it. Go get it. And look, if you don't do it for yourself, you don't care about looking good for yourself, do it for your lady, man. They appreciate it.
Always do it for the ladies. We wish the Yankees would have done it for the ladies.
I wish the Yankees did do it for the ladies.
They didn't even do it for them.
There's a lot of fine Yankee women out there, man, that want to see their team do good. I don't blame them.
And they deserve it. Listen,
deserve it.
What was I? Oh, I was gonna say. So Barrios' deal was 131 million over 7 years, which averages out at 18 plus million a year.
Oh my God.
Fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But do you remember, if you all remember at the deadline when Barrios was on the block, he was another guy that us Yankee fans said we would love to take a flyer on.
Yeah.
But no dice.
Thoughts.
No dice. So again, shout out to Toronto for going for it. Shout out to, the teams that are going for it. Look, we're, again, like, to be clear, right? To be clear, I want to, put, this is Francis's outlook on what has happened, right?
This is a segment called Francis's Outlook on Life right here.
No, because I feel like a lot of people, have gotten it misunderstood, or whether they're saying, well, the Yankees haven't taken a step back. Whatever. It's like, look, I don't remember anywhere that I said that the Yankees took a step back. But I have a tweet that is literally out there, and you can find it, that I responded to somebody saying, it's not that I feel the Yankees took a step back. It's that I feel that with all the options that were available this offseason, they failed to take a significant step forward.
And I've said it, and we've all said it, I believe now. I think we said it maybe, I don't know if it was our last show, but I know I've said it all my lives. I said, guys, I'm not saying the Yankees haven't gotten better. I believe they actually did get slightly better. But, with what was available, we were all waiting this offseason like, damn, we're going to be stacked. We're going to be stacked.
The amount of change that happens when, the Yankees claimed somebody off of waivers. So I'm just going to read that since I just got the notey. The Yankees claim left-handed pitcher Yohan Ibar off of waivers from the Colorado Rockies. If you're claiming a pitcher off the Rockies, that was not the guy. But okay, wait, let's see. Yeah, you never know. But what I was saying was this: if you change any one of these moves, right? Like, yes, you got IKF, right? Say you got IKF and you rocked with him, but then you did go out and do the deal for Story at 23 million. You keep Rizzo at first base, but now you can make a move with a guy like Gleyber Torres, even with Peraza now, right? Because you have another infielder / outfielder in the fold. signed for some time. Now, it makes Glaber and guys like Peraza way more expendable. So you go and you use them to make another deal, maybe bring back some pitching, bring back some whatever the fuck you want to bring back. I don't know. But just adding one more of these guys changes the outlook of this offseason. But you couldn't do it. You just wouldn't do it. You wouldn't get Story. Correa, I mean, guys. I gotta admit, and I gotta be honest. Like, the reason that I went like crazy on homie before with the emo girl video and all that stuff is because out of everybody in this free agent class, there is nobody that I wanted more on this team than Carlos Correa. I really truly feel that his attitude, his instincts out there are intangibles that you just can't say enough about.
Yep.
Then on top of that, he puts up numbers to back it up. Platinum glove at shortstop. I mean, he made all the sense in the world. The biggest thing was, but are you going to sign him for $350 million over 10 years? Like, then I said, you know what? I don't know if they're going to do that. And if another team does that, then it's just like, all right, man, they went and did it. But I still feel like we could do that. What really kills me, what really burns me with the Correa thing is, bro, he signed a 3-year deal.
Yep.
He signed a
3-year
deal.
With opt-outs, by the way.
3 years with opt-outs. 3 years.
Yep.
3 years, guys. Not even a 4-year, 5. No, 3 freaking years. Meaning, even if he plays through the whole contract, he's coming out at 30 years old to free agency.
Another huge deal.
Guys, the Carlos Correa deal, what that did to Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner was it just debunked every excuse that they gave us.
Oh, no doubt. A lot of it did.
Every excuse that they gave us all season, that they had their media cronies peddling to you guys all season, that he's going to block this and he's going to cost that and this going to commitment to this and commitment. No. 3 years, $35 million, but for 3 freaking years, and then it's gone. No blocking of prospects, no long-term commitment.
Yep.
No albatross contract that you couldn't move. None of that. And he did it to go to the Twins. It's not like he took the 3 years to go back home to Houston. No,
correct.
Because then some of you would have made the argument, well, that probably wasn't on the table for the Yankees. No. Let me tell you guys something. I want you to get close to the speakers because some of you are falling for the nonsense.
Open your ears up.
If the 3-year deal was on the table for Minnesota, then it sure as hell was on the table for the Yankees.
Oh,
that
God,
whole
I hate
nonsense.
when they say that. Oh.
That whole nonsense that the Yankees offered 4 years, but the 3-year deal wasn't offered. No. Let me tell you something about how negotiating works. Let me tell you something about how negotiating works. They probably got to the 3-year deal at the table between Boris and Minnesota. They negotiated to that point. If it wasn't on the table for the Yankees, it's because the Yankees never negotiated to that point. And if they were not able to negotiate to that point, then that's an even bigger stain on Cashman. That means you got outmaneuvered, outnegotiated, and outclassed by some clown in Minnesota.
Thank you. And on top of that, there was, he never wanted to play for the Yankees. Shut up. You think he wanted to play for the Twins? You think he started this offseason?
He went into free agency saying, I want to be a Twin.
I am so ready to play for the Minnesota friggin' Twins next to Gio Gonzalez. And who the hell else is at second base?
They don't even have a real.
Gio Urshela. Are you kidding me?
They don't even have a real rotation.
You really think that's
they don't have a bullpen.
So let me tell you something, guys. I'll tell you this right now. If the Yankees were involved and they're
in the same division of Chicago, the White Sox.
Once Correa and Boris get together and go, hey, look, I think this is going to be the best deal, he's going to say, check with the Yankees first on that deal. That's anybody knows, guys.
Can the Yankees match
it? Chance to do that. Exactly.
Can the Yankees match it?
Look, we know they're not doing long term. Can they match this? Come on.
And
you guys are smarter
than
that.
Any of you who believe that the Yankees weren't given the opportunity to match by Scott fucking Boras, who loves the Yankees, because the Yankees have given him contract after contract after contract to his big name clients over the years.
That's right.
If you think that Scott Boras doesn't love those pinstripes, probably more than you and I, you got another thing coming. If
They
you
made-
think
they
he
made
didn't
most
give
of his
him
money.
Yeah, if you think he didn't give that opportunity to the Yankees to at least match the deal from Minnesota, I got a bridge to sell you.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you they were given the opportunity and they passed. And they passed and they passed and they passed. And they're going to tell you that's because they didn't want to block Volpe. They're going to tell you it's because they didn't have the financial flexibility because of COVID. They're going to tell you all these freaking lies. But the truth of
My
the
man
matter
brought up
is
shareholders and banks and payments.
his bond payment
His
of
bond
$80 million. Like we give a rat's ass.
Cats
Like
are
we
losing,
give a rat's ass.
Bro, cats are losing family members. They don't know how they're going to pay for funerals. They don't know how they're going to get if they go to work the next day. They don't know if their small business is going to stay open. Their family's over 40 years. This guy got some balls, man.
He's talking about a bond payment of $80 million. Like we don't know that the Yankees are projected to net between $700 and $800 million in total revenue in 2022.
When I read that, I said, man, look, I stick up for this guy because I said, 250 is a big payroll. Look at that line. Look at that roster. That's a bad job by Cashman for 250. But my God, hell, come on, man. Have a little perspective of life.
Come on, man.
Because see, that's why I couldn't be one of these reporters. Because see, I would have to yell at that. But couple of super chats before we jump into Volpe. Jesus King Chavez says, "What's up, Pete? Let's go Yankees, baby. What you think of us picking up Gonzalez, another infielder? And of course, hit me with a yeah, fired." Gonzalez, what gun? Oh, Marwin. We're gonna talk about Marwin Gonzalez. Give me a second because I want to talk about the infield too. And I think Ruben had one here. Ruben says Correa's contract was the definition of ideal stopgap. Yes.
Oh,
you could
X-Wing.
even say Correa and Donaldson for 2 years of stopgaps. That would have been fire.
Bro.
I wouldn't be upset with it.
Bro, you have no idea. Literally, I'm telling you, it's like I feel like Boris and Correa literally were just like, you know what? We're not gonna let them get away with this.
Yep.
We're not gonna let them get away with this. This is what Boris was so harshly fighting against in those CBA negotiations. Teams like the Yankees punting on free agent classes like this one. And while I said that he's the last person I want in the room for negotiating purposes because his bottom line is affected way too much, it doesn't make what he said wrong. But like we said all along, no matter what they did in this new deal, if a team doesn't want to spend, you're not going to make them spend.
Yep.
Well, guess the fuck what? Look at the Yankees.
Yeah.
The biggest revenue earner in the league punted on one of the greatest free agent classes we have seen in years. And there's not a damn thing you could do about it because by the CBA, they're playing by the rules. They're over the threshold or whatever. Yep. But look at the team and look at the moves that they made.
No doubt.
Guys,
it's severely disappointing. I mean, any Yankee fan would know that, man.
I wanted to respond to X because he was like, I want to see how Michael K defends the Yankees.
He already started.
Let me tell you, I can't wait to listen to that show tomorrow.
He already started today on Yes.
I heard it.
Started on Yes, so
we're
gonna talk about it a lot. We're gonna get into that stuff right now. Actually, when it comes to Volpe, I do want to respond with the Marwin Gonzalez move. Here's my whole thing with the Marwin Gonzalez move. Does Gonzalez even make this roster? I mean, I'm assuming Marwin Gonzalez goes to AAA. Where is he gonna play?
Yeah,
I know he plays everywhere, and I get that. But that's another thing where you look at it. You see my boy today, who we actually may be able to have an interview with somewhat soon, Oswaldo Cabrera, come up and homer. Grand slam. Yep. I mean, Oswaldo's a guy who plays everywhere too. And he's good defensively everywhere. He's a really good young talented player. That should be on the Yankees opening day roster if you want to be fair. He should be the backup to guys like DJ LeMahieu at second base.
I mean, but it's not just that. When you think about the
injury risk and all that.
They signed Locastro, who's another speed threat, outfield glove. They signed Inciarte, who again is not coming off a great year or whatever, but so far today put a nice good swing on the ball. He's running well. He's another guy who's going to be out there fighting for a spot. There's so many guys fighting for spots that it's just like Marwin is just like, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he was pretty horrible last year. It's not bad. I'm sorry. It's not going to surprise me if he doesn't make this team.
Somebody DM'd me. They said, bro, the Yankees are playing a joke on us. And I said, why? He goes, why are we getting other teams' bad players and the other teams upgrading? I said, what? I said, well, he goes, we got Red Sox get rid of Marwin, but they add Story. He's like, the same thing with the Twins. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, man. But moving on from that, quick little update on Yon Ibar. He has horrible minor league numbers. 5+, 6+ ERAs almost every year. What the Yankees are looking at, that I can tell you guys right now, is his Ks are through the roof, but he walks a ton of guys. So if they feel they can harness that a little bit, he could be really devastating from the left side. But
so it's a control thing, which
it's a control
happens
thing.
to be which happens
And he's
to be
23.
one of
He's 23 is also.
and control happens to be one of Matt Blake's strong suits.
Yeah. So if they feel they get a guy like this who Ks a ton of people, he's already in AAA, good arm to leave down there. I don't see that's a smart take. That's a smart risk. But moving on to Anthony Volpe, and this is how we're gonna wrap this show up today, guys. I want to talk about Anthony Volpe. I spoke to Michael Volpe recently again, Anthony's father, who told me a little bit about Anthony's background, a little more than I even knew, to be honest, and why pressure shouldn't really be a concern, because he's really done a lot of things. He's played in front of really large crowds before, not just in the minor leagues, but he's done a lot of this stuff before, and I really feel like he's ready to handle it. And here's my thing that I kind of responded with. I said, at the end of the day, it's not really him, though, where this pressure is building up. I mean, and it's a different level of pressure. Francis, when I told you about it, that's how you respond. He said, I don't care where it was. It's a totally different level of pressure. David Cohn did a really good job, and I was shocked. Shocked because I think I put the game on a little before this and all that, and I kind of heard the stuff that Kay was saying and the bullshit that was about Rizzo batting leadoff and whatever. But David Cohn came out and said flat out, missing out on these free agents, don't twist this at all. It's the Yankees saying, we think this guy's going to be great. He said it too. He said, once he steps foot on the field, not in 2 to 3 years. David Cohn said it, and he is right. Anthony Volpe needs to be an all-star in his first year immediately. He needs to come up and be fan-friggin-tastic out the gate.
He's not going to be given a leash. Guys, I put out a video whatever day that was.
A lot of people watched it. A lot of people watched it. Superstar Francis over here.
A lot of people watched it, and I appreciate all of you who watched it. Whoever didn't,
go check
a quick summary of the video. Definitely go watch it, because I think there's a lot of good things in there.
Very good video.
A quick summary of it is just the Yankees in punting on this all-star shortstop class. The Yankees just put a ton of unnecessary pressure onto Volpe. And it is exactly what David Cohn is saying. It's exactly what a lot of people are starting to say as of today, after Story officially goes to the Red Sox. Now everybody's realizing that the pivot to Volpe is fully on. The stopgap is in full effect. And now everybody's starting to report on that pressure. I put it out during the week because I was like, I want to get a head start on this story, because it's going to be a big story to watch.
Yep.
Because it is 100% true. The moment that he is wearing the pinstripes in the Bronx, the pressure is on. And as much as I've heard from tons of people, he's going to be fine with the pressure. He's done well so far. It's like, yes, I want to believe you, and I'm going to root for him, and I want him to do well. But what I kept saying in that video was, we don't know that. Mm-hmm. We don't know that. And when you don't know something for a guarantee, to put that kind of pressure on the kid is crazy. He's not even 21 yet. He'll be 21 next month.
Correct.
Guys, he's coming off a really great, phenomenal year. I mean, like I said, OPS 1.027, ridiculous, okay?
Yep.
Over 400 on base. I'm saying this guy was a 290-something average, right? 294.
297, I think. 297.
Okay, like great numbers. But this was an A ball. Now let's see what he does in AA, where, like Peter said many times, most of the best talent in the minors is conglomerate, is like together in AA. So let's see. Like, this is gonna be the really big test for him this year. But again, the real examination is gonna be when he's up here, because he's not gonna be allowed. He's not gonna be allowed bad games. He's not going to be allowed a bad week. And I'm sorry for those of you who say, well, that's not fair. I mean, we got to be better with that. No, we don't. No, we don't. Because we are fans. And the reason that it's fine when the fans react the way they do is because we know this Front office leadership knows this. The players know it. Everybody knows it. This is New York. This is the Bronx Zoo. It's Yankee Stadium, and everybody knows what comes with that. And unfortunately, it's going to be their fault if he has one bad week and isn't able to recover mentally because the fans don't let up.
And
because
Francis,
go ahead.
You know this like I know this. Fans get excited when a player comes up. It's the same thing when we trade for guys. You get excited because you haven't seen them, right? But
It's something new. It's new toy.
But once they struggle, once it continues, you throw your hands up and you go, all right, enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, guys. There's no difference here. And that's not me. Again, I'm only talking about the pressure. I believe Anthony Volpe is going to be a very, very good ball player. I really believe that. One, I'm biased. He's Italian. I talked to him. I talked to his father. They're great people, great family. If there is a guy, I can tell you this right now, that has the characteristics of who could be the next Derek Jeter, it is Anthony Volpe. Jeter had the family there. He had all of that. The mom, the dad there. They all are successful. They've worked their ass off. He has a great family history. He has all that. He does. He has it all. He has it all. And he's a hell of a ball player. He has it all. He has the smile. He has the look. He's talking to the media already. He doesn't back away from it. He's willing to. He got all of that. And I understand somebody sits there and goes, this dude, he can handle the pressure, though. You got to understand that he's kind of done. Ain't nobody's done this until you've done it. That's the only way I look. I'm not a ball player. I'm not out there doing it. I know that. Yeah. I know that, but I know Yankees, and I know the Yankee fan base. He can't come up here and go 0 for 12, and we're gonna say give him a shot. I'm telling you, I know the fan base,
bro. It's not gonna be. Trust me, this is not like last year when Jared Kelenic came up and struggled in Seattle, and they were able to send him back down and call him back up later, and then he caught a little fire towards the end of the year. And everybody was okay with it. The moment that Volpe comes up, if he struggles and has to get sent back down, it is going to rain on. You think that they were throwing garbage on the field last year and that was bad, bro? Do not let them have to call Volpe up and send him back down for struggling. That field will be stormed by fans probably because. And again, what I keep saying is that the blame is not. It's not his fault.
No, not at all. It's not his fault. It's not. He's not doing this.
It's not the fans' fault, even though, doing certain things or whatever is a little bit ignorant. It's not smart. But even still, the emotion and all that behind that, not their fault. It's leadership's fault. Yep. You did this because you could have avoided all of this.
Don't the Yankees find ways to fuck up their prospects, though?
Yo, you could have avoided all of this just by signing one of these shortstops. And you did it. It wasn't like, oh, well, we only got two options this offseason. It's like either we got to sign Correa or we got to sign Javi Baez. I mean, you had options galore. Yep. You could have signed Baez. You could have signed Simeon. You could have signed Seager. You could have signed Story. You could have signed Correa. You had options, people, options. You could have even punted, right, on all five of them and said, no, we're going to go stopgap there. Yeah. But since Freeman is leaving Atlanta, let's go sign him. And even though he's not a shortstop, the fact that you did go and make that splash in free agency would have tempered the reactions of fans a little bit and said, well, they did go for it a little bit. They went and got this. They went and got freaking Freddie Freeman, bro. So They are trying. No. You passed on all of that. Didn't even make the trade for Matt Olson. You passed on all of that and told us it's okay because Volpe's coming. Well, like I said in the video, we're waiting. Because he's coming. He better hurry up and get here.
You know what's funny, he does, Francis? You want to laugh?
Better be great.
You want to laugh too? This dude better destroy AA. That's the other thing. We're talking about the major leagues.
The pressure's right now.
If my man comes up this year and he struggles in AA, forget it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
It's over. If he struggles in AA,
forget about it. It's like 220, 235. Forget about it.
Yo, bro, Cashman he better be on the phone in the All-Star break talking to the Twins again.
Facts.
Listen, if homie struggles in AA, Yeah, you better get on the horn. You better get on the horn before July and see what's going on in Minnesota. Because, yo, and this is what I'm saying. This is what makes it so freaking unfair. Because all you had to do was give Carlos Correa the 3 years or the 4 years, whatever the hell. And then now now all eyes are off Volpe for another year or two.
Yep.
He can cook as long as he needs to cook. You can take him out of the oven. You can check him. You could turn him over, put him back into the oven. Do everything you want with no eyes on you because nobody's looking at the kitchen. They're sitting at the tables and they're enjoying their meal. But what's happening is you keep telling them, no, the meal's not ready. So now where are all the eyes? In the kitchen.
Yep.
There's going to be Yankee fans. There's going to be Yankee fans glued to AA stats like you wouldn't fucking believe.
Like never before.
Fucking believe.
Like never before.
Because,
everybody's waiting. Everybody, the clock is ticking. You ever heard a tick-tock tick? It is clicking right now. Johnny Alvarez, man, thank you for that. We always keep it 100 here, fam. You know that. You know, no doubt about it, man. But that's kind of where I wanted to wrap up there on Anthony Volpe because look, you know, I appreciate the Volpe family. Nice people. They really are great people. Yeah. Great people. Michael's a great guy. Father's a great person.
And they believe in him.
Person.
And you know what? I want to say this. They believe in their guy. And you know what? That is big. That is big. And I'm very happy he has that around him because everything that we're saying is not going to make it easy. And as tough as you are, as hard-nosed as you are, and as much of a professional as you are, listen, it gets to the best of us. So I'm very happy he has that family around him because the Yankee organization has just made it really freaking hard for him. Yeah. So I'm glad.
I shout out to David Cohn because I shouted them out on something before that was in a more negative light, but then I shouted them out again right after with that because that to me, you know, was really a good point to bring up. And if you're you know, a guy like Oswald Peraza, you're kind of sitting back being like, well, they kind of forgot about me, so I'm just gonna go keep playing baseball. I've already dominated AA. I'm already headed for AAA. You know what I mean? This might be the year of Oswald Peraza. Don't be fooled here. Could be the year of Oswald Peraza. Don't be fooled, man. Peep that guy. I told you, man. That dude is the most disrespected prospect in baseball right now when it comes to a fan base. Yep. Ain't nobody give a poot about Peraza. That man put up just as good numbers at a better level. And I think, what is Peraza, 21? He's like only a few months older.
Yeah, Peraza, I think, is 21 already.
Peraza
but
it's not old at all. So I'm like, Oswald Peraza is an absolute beast, and he's faster than Volpe. People argue he's the best defensive player they have in their infield. So there's a lot of stuff there with Oswald Peraza, too. And I get Volpe's getting all the stuff out there. But, you know, don't be shocked if Oswald Peraza is the guy that was sitting up here and be like, call him up. He's going to be in AAA. So
yeah, he's 20. He's 21. He's a year because he's 21, but he's going to be 22 this
22
June.
To start in this season. So I mean, another just tremendous prospect. And like the Yes Network was saying today, there's many people that believe that will be the up the middle of the Yankees. It'll be second and short will be Volpe and Peraza. So that's you know, potential there to do that. And you know, I guess that kind of tells you what the Yes Network thinks of Gleyber Torres. But
I mean, let's see. Because I go right back to the same thing I've been saying. You could have still had that up the middle, all you wanted, and you could have moved whoever you signed that shortstop to third.
That's right.
You could have figured it out.
No doubt.
You could have figured it out. There was a way. It was just excuses. And what you did was you scapegoated Anthony Volpe as an excuse for you to be cheap.
Yep.
And not cheap in the sense like, oh, $250 million payroll is cheap. No, not saying that. But literally skimping out on signing a big contract. You scapegoated Volpe for that. You didn't want to commit another long-term contract. You didn't want to commit to years like that or a star. And you scapegoated Volpe to do it. So let's hope that it pays off because it would be a shame if that kid has to pay for what they did wrong this offseason.
Yep. I agree with you, man. I completely agree with all that. I think you're spot on with everything. I mean, it's added pressure. And look, hey, I told you, my nickname for Volpe, if he comes up and does well, is going to be the Diamond. I know that's taken by UFC fighter Dustin Poirier, but I tell you what, pressure makes diamonds. And that man, that kid, you talk about all the pressure in the world on his shoulders. You better friggin' believe he's going to be a diamond. I'm going to call him off the bat, Anthony the Diamond Volpe. If he makes it and he's hot, you're gonna hear that from me a lot because that pressure is no joke. The diamond. So
it's a fact. It's a fact.
Francis, take us out, fam.
Yes, and man, y'all already know. Thank you for all of you who joined today. If this was your first time, please subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.
You got a lot of great shows, a lot of great content coming at you. So do not miss it. Follow me on Twitter.
I didn't get your new thing on there, man. I didn't get your new thing on there. We're gonna get it on the next time.
I'm going through a bit of a situation, but I need to get my followers back up. I think I will get my old account back at some point, but just in case I don't, and y'all don't follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @NotFrancis, and the I in Francis is the number 1. So it's NotFranC1S. Not Francis on Twitter. But aside from all that, follow NYY News TV on Twitter because you'll definitely find my stuff there. You'll find our podcast on NYY News TV here on the YouTube. And subscribe on Apple, people. 5-star reviews. And if you've been in this live chat going on 2 hours now and you haven't already hit that like button, I'm gonna have to put you in. I'm gonna have to put you in the same group as Boone and them. Like, come on now. Come on now, man. We've had 300 plus 270, but we only got 100 and something. Like, come on, y'all gotta get the likes up, baby. But as I always say to end the episode, those of you guys who've been with us from last year to this year, y'all already know. So for the new people, keep it locked and stay tuned because the next episode is always the best episode.
Love it. I love it. It's my favorite thing, man. That outing is my favorite, but you guys also know we will never come whack on a Designated Spittaz track. That's how we do it over here. So until next time, adios.
Before it hits the front